On Active podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jo.
Hi there, I'm the other host, Michelle. How are you?
Yeah!
Enjoying summer?
Enjoying the summer. How are you enjoying the summer?
I'm having a lovely time.
Do you know about a summer? So, oh my goodness. Do you remember the moon and the sunshine on the 21st of June?
Yes.
Wasn't it gorgeous?
I know.
See, that officially is our start of summer.
Yes.
So we've got to take these little wins of little days of gorgeous bits of sunshine.
Before it goes horrible again.
Yes.
So what's new with you? Anything exciting?
Lots. Well, I have to say, I got a new car. Is that exciting?
It's quite exciting. I saw it the other day,
I
actually.
got a new car because, dear drivers that drive on their mobile phones, please don't. Somebody crashed into me.
I know, it's
Had a horrible
heartbreaking.
crash.
Poor little thing.
But we're back, so now life is like happy. I feel I'm there again.
Good.
Things are going on. We're all good. Have I seen you since? I went to Michelle's site.
Oh.
I went to Michelle's site.
It was a nice time.
So I was down at Bracknell and I got to experience soft play. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, so those of you that haven't listened to our soft play episode, with the summer holidays shortly upon us.
Yes.
And if you've got smaller humans involved in your life and you need somewhere to entertain, thoroughly recommend
Yeah,
it.
and we talk all about children's activities, don't we, in that episode? So it's a good one to listen to for this time of year. You must be beside yourself because we are in the midst of one of your favourite tournaments.
I know. Yes. Wimbledon.
Oh, my goodness me.
Wimbledon tennis.
So we decided today's episode is going to be all about tennis and how you can improve your fitness to improve your tennis.
Yeah.
That was hard to say.
I know, it's all the...
Yes, hard to say. We made it.
I know what else I need to say. Just thinking about what we've been doing and where we've been going. Going to drop the Taylor Swift.
Oh
My goodness. What a concert. What a woman. It was amazing.
Really?
And do you know that she trains by being on the treadmill and singing her songs?
Does she actually?
She does. Cardio endurance, which relates us again to
Tennis. I didn't know she did that.
Yeah. Well, she's walking up and down, jumping up and down, running up
She
and down.
it's very energetic, isn't it, her
Yeah,
set?
all the time.
How long was she on stage for?
Nearly 4 hours.
For goodness sake.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
Were you a Swiftie before?
Yes. Yeah. Maybe not to the extent that I was at the concert. I was like, this is amazing.
I know, I was
So
watching your
good.
Instagram, I was loving you.
Yeah, it was fab. It was fab. But from Taylor Swift and her endurance to tennis.
So we should say that you have some experience of working at Wimbledon, don't you?
Yeah, not from the endurance side. Although it was pretty hard work. When I was at university, so all the way back in the early noughties, I sold cushions there.
See.
I worked for the British Cushion Supply Company.
Ooh.
Selling cushions. So this was before there was like roofs on number 1 court.
Oh, really?
And there was before all the big transformations down at Wimbledon. So we should actually say Wimbledon is a 2-week tournament.
2 weeks, yeah.
Where you get the best of the best going to. And it was just an utter privilege to be able to work there. We would hire cushions. We would sell luxury cushions.
Okay, let's just distinguish. What's the difference between a cushion and a luxury cushion?
So they're all designed for the seating on the stadium.
Okay.
So your cushion, your hire cushion a day, is basically a cushion that you wouldn't want to walk out the grounds with and take home.
Okay, is it thin and is it...
It's no padded, because I mean, when we're watching tennis, we're probably there all day.
Yeah.
So it's padded, handle, carry around, easy design, waterproof. Your luxury cushion,
Yeah.
think velour.
Ooh.
Think you'd want it on your summer seating outside.
What colour?
in your
Do we have a
garden.
colour choice?
Well, if we change it each year, it means people actually started buying them every year, so they can have little... Interesting. Anyone got a Wimbledon tennis cushion team?
Oh, if you have, send us a picture.
They became collector's items.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Different logos. I mean, it's what they do at Wimbledon each year. They put a different logo on the programmes, a different logo.
Yeah.
Majority of the colours are the white, purple, greens.
I love Wimbledon.
Of Wimbledon. And it was just amazing. It's just such a happy place.
Yeah.
Because it brings everybody together. Like, you can queue, there's people camping overnight. If you didn't get tickets in the ballot, then there's always a certain amount available on each day to get there and queue. Oh, I just absolutely loved it and went back year after year. I made such amazing friends there as well. Yeah.
How is your tennis game? Do you play?
I used to. Do you know, back at school, I was actually quite good at tennis.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I played county.
Quite good. County's amazing.
Back at school. This is like middle school era. So, yeah, I was all right. And then I kind of stopped tennis. So, Probably not as good anymore. Not as good anymore.
Do you still play sort of recreationally or not really?
No, but it should be. I should. No, I don't anymore. I was just sitting here thinking, I was like, oh, I've done pickleball, but I haven't had a game of tennis for years.
Really? I don't play, I have to say.
What about your boys? I know they're
Boys
big
both,
outdoor sporty boys.
Boys both play. My youngest in particular really is good at tennis. Yeah, little Cammykins. I say little. He's 17 and 6'2", but, you know.
But he's here.
He's still mini.
Oh. But the big thing about tennis, as with any sport that you are training for, is the preparation for it. It's not a quick win. However, we hope that you do get motivated because it is the summer.
Do you know, I think it's interesting, isn't it?
On the telly.
Because once you have Queen's come on TV, that tournament, and then you have Wimbledon, it's amazing to see, well, certainly in my area, all the local sort of public tennis courts get filled up again where people obviously become inspired to go and play.
But I think that's magical. And that's one of the great things about sport is how it unites and how it makes this collective wanting. Like you would see the England flags when England are playing, or the Scottish flags when Scotland are playing. But Wimbledon is like all nations and everyone's just down at their tennis club or sitting outside.
I love watching tennis. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy watching tennis.
Yay!
So let's think about this. So today we're going to talk about how you can prepare for tennis in a fitness way, aren't we?
Yeah.
And when you were playing in middle school, presumably you just played as a kid and didn't do much preparation.
Yeah, we would do, although there would be additional training. So we'd do like an after-school club.
Okay.
And our sports lessons were specifically focused on tennis and how we do the
you were lucky
improvement.
then. We didn't have that in my... I think I went to school in the wrong place.
I had an amazing middle school and upper school. Our sports teams were,
really,
really good. But tennis being such a, there's so many different areas that you have to consider to be able to play tennis effectively. Even if it's just for fun, you still want to make sure that your body can keep going. So we've got our agility, we've got coordination, stamina and strength. They're all coming into play.
So should we go through those bit by bit then and talk about how we can prepare for each sort of element of that and see how it's going to help with your game? So talking about specifically about the speed things, what would you recommend listeners and viewers concentrate on in terms of that?
The speed in your tennis is so stop, go, but you've got to be explosive.
Yeah.
So it's your explosive power and it can relate back to your weight training. So it could be like, cleans is a great exercise to do.
So do you mean clean and press for that? So explain to people what that is if they're not sure.
So it's when we've got weight down by the floor and then we're driving that clean up, the weight goes up towards your shoulder.
If you're not watching, by the way, Jo's doing a lovely little demonstration now,
I'm going to go single arm with a dumbbell.
Okay, nice.
So dumbbell, I've got wide stance.
Yep.
Dumbbells in between my legs.
Yep.
I'm going to squat, like wide squat.
A really wide squat, aren't you?
Chest facing forward though, not arched down to the floor. Grab the weight and I'm going to use my feet, my explosion, my power all the way through my legs into my glutes to get this weight up to my shoulder.
Yep.
And that's an explosive piece of power. So
Perfect.
that is probably a move I would do weights-wise in order for your speed. And then good old HIIT training.
Yes.
Woohoo!
We love HIIT training.
Yeah.
So high intensity interval training we're talking about.
Yeah.
So things that people can do in terms of getting trained for that. They can go to all sorts of different classes, can't they, for that? Our good old friend Fortis, which are in some of our sites. Some of you may be involved in that. What other things can you think of people can do?
So any of the Les Mills body attacks, they are great at agility performing and definitely will have forms of intervals in it. You might not realise that you're doing HIIT training.
Certainly. And I think the thing with body attack is, and a lot of these sort of group exercise classes, is you're moving forward and backward, side to side. So actually, like you say, you might not realise that you're mimicking the movement patterns that you're going to be doing in a tennis game.
Yeah, absolutely. We also have HIIT classes on our times tables.
Yeah.
So there might be shorter classes. There might only be a 30-minute. Brilliant. Go along, follow the protocols. Give it your max in the effort. The point is that you push yourself to the max.
Thing, isn't it?
And then you have the active recovery.
Yeah.
And we've also got them, if you haven't got time to go to a class, on all the treadmills, on the bikes, in the gym,
I was just going to say that there's actually programs on there, aren't there? So you can actually go through the screen and program all that in, can't you?
Exactly that.
And if you're not sure of how to do that, you can ask someone on the gym floor, right?
Definitely.
See, so there's all sorts of things you can do.
And then if you wanted to mix up your workout, because we are blessed in our gyms, you could still do your HIIT training on the ski erg, on the rower, not just on a treadmill or a traditional bike, like battle ropes, 20 seconds on, 20 seconds recovery.
Yeah.
Like there's lots of different exercise equipment that you can use in order to get.
Yeah, so I think the key thing here is that if you don't like running on a treadmill, there's other things you can do, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. You've tapped onto a very, very good one for tennis. Movement patterns.
Yeah.
Forward, backwards, side, side. So we've got to make sure that we don't just teach a forward motion pattern.
Yeah.
You've got to think about lateral movements.
Lateral movement.
So that's like your side lunges.
Side shuffles, all that kind of thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely. Strength-wise...
Oh, come on, this is your round little wheelhouse, isn't it now?
Big thing. And I guess people don't... Well, maybe people's opinions are changing, but tennis players are so physically strong.
They really are, aren't they?
Oh my God, especially professional tennis players. And if they go, they can sometimes be playing out in the heat for 4 or 5 hours. Oh my gosh, yeah. So their strength is so, so, so important, not only for the performance of their game, but to help them to prevent injury, to keep them ready for the next match. Because if you're playing a game on a Saturday, you might only have 2 days to recover, and then you're going again. But strength-wise, we've got whole body to go through. We've got, let's start upper body, because we're holding rackets.
Yeah.
Everything from your chest, so your bench presses, chest presses, flies, everything to strengthen through that chest. Always make sure we're working your opposing muscles. So from chest, we would go to your back. We've got rows, seated rows on the cable machine. You've got lat pull downs. We can do lateral raises using dumbbells in each hand. Please don't forget to train your back.
So important.
And then we've got bigger moves that you'll hear me speak about all the time. Deadlift. Like,
we love a deadlift.
Deadlift is going to fit into 99.9% of all sports-specific training. And it's also a really good move that you can benchmark yourself on. So could you lift more in 4 weeks' time? Could you then lift again more in 12 weeks' time? But I'm going to emphasise again, we are growing muscles, we are changing the body. It's not a quick fix.
Yeah.
Like if you've lifted 1 week, don't go in 2 days later expecting that you're going to be able to lift more.
Yeah.
Bodies don't
got to be patient,
like
haven't you?
And with definitely when we're talking about strength for a sport, stick to a plan.
Yeah.
And that's where you can tap into the knowledge of a personal trainer.
Yeah, or exactly. And just get something together with them.
Definitely. Book a couple of sessions. Get the plan together. Stick with.
I just thought of something. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, not at all.
We've got a new class that you're very much involved with, haven't we? That I think would be perfect for helping people train for tennis, which is our EA series, Performance and Conditioning.
Yay!
Jo is one of our master trainers for it. And we've sort of just launched this, really, haven't we? Quite recently in the company. So talk to people about how that could fit in.
Yeah,
I know
definitely.
last week's episode was all about performance and not last. Was it a few weeks ago?
Good old Aaron.
Come on, Aaron. So we had a whole session on that, but that would really fit in well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it can be so sport specific because you've got a goal. So performance and conditioning, there's so much more research out into the fitness world that we are now bringing what traditionally I suppose people might associate with high rocks or might associate with a bit of CrossFit is how we then move the gym into a group exercise setting, but with benchmarks. So in performance and conditioning, it is so suited to any performance goal because we are monitoring you as we go. And we spend a certain amount of time, probably 4 weeks, working on your technique.
Okay.
So we're making sure you're lifting correctly. We're not letting you go really heavy with weights to start off with. But it's a repeater. It's getting the body used to it. It's benchmarking yourselves.
And it's also building that muscle memory, I guess, and that's going to help you hit the ball harder, etc., isn't it?
Exactly.
And be more explosive in your moves. Understand.
Completely. Onto your endurance. Again, we're going to be monitoring, but we're also going to be working pretty much the same for a certain amount of weeks.
Yeah.
Then we have a little fun, good old test week or test fortnight where we will be, but it's about you. It's still about having fun.
So it's you against you. It's not. You're not working in a competitive situation within a group setting. No. It's literally looking at what your PB is, your personal best, and then trying to improve on that.
Exactly that.
Right. Okay.
And if you're going along to performance and conditioning, I'm at my local tennis club. In 12 weeks' time, they've got competition and I want to place in that competition or I just want to get the starting call up to be in that competition. Great, that's your goal. We've set you a goal. And instead of just going into the studio and going, oh, I'm having a workout and walking away, we're going to make sure you're staying on that goal. So by booking into a performance and conditioning class, it's a bit like you've bought a PT into a group setting, so you get the buzz of working out with others, but you're still on your own individual goal.
So these classes are just sort of launching, aren't they, at the moment? So if you look on your timetables, you should hopefully be able to start to see those coming up.
Yes.
How exciting.
It's really exciting. And there'll be some clubs that have like taster sessions, and then they're probably going to be rolled out September onwards as permanent sessions through the timetable.
Something else that I think obviously is very close to your heart, which is going to help with tennis, cycle classes.
Yeah, definitely. So cycling, because tennis is such an impact sport, people might not think about it at the time, but all of our joints are going through it, from ankles, toes, knees, hips, shoulders, elbows, you name it. We have got to use our whole body in order to be able to effectively and get the strength to hit that ball back, and we're stop-starting all over. So in order to build our stamina and to help us condition our bodies, get on a bike, because it's low impact, but it can be a high cardio session. And in your cycle class, we can train you through your heart rate zones, which we might just be talking about in another episode. Yeah, and the bike is brilliant for that. And again, if you've got any apps, it's definitely on the Kaiser app. There are interval sessions that you can follow by yourself. So if you've got bike in the gym, get on the bike, load up the app, follow an interval session.
I know some people are actually lucky enough to have bikes in their houses, aren't they, as well? Yes. So again, that's something you can follow on the app, isn't it, which is available on our Everyone Active on Demand.
Yay!
So again, you can follow all that, can't you, as well? And things like looking at different types of training you can do on a bike, as well as doing interval training. Is there anything else that you can think of in a class situation that would be good for people to train for tennis?
So with our group exercise classes, and especially our cycle classes, they are probably 45 minutes. And in that 45 minutes, we can go quite intense in our cardio. Like, we can take you right the way up to like your 9, 10 out 10s. Not for the whole class. But again, it's about that heart strength. It's about improving the way our body is functioning, which will then help you when you have to go into a tennis session, which are predominantly longer sessions than just a 45 minute. And it will help that endurance. It will help you keep going for longer. It won't make you as breathless throughout. So you're working your heart, you're strengthening your heart using a different form of exercise to keep you on the tennis court longer.
Thinking about other things you can do to get fit for the tennis court, we're looking at things like balance, stability, coordination, that kind of thing.
Massive.
We'll come on to recovery in a minute maybe. But looking at things, obviously, a lot of the time you're working on one leg where you're going outside for the ball, that kind of thing. Yep. So thinking about single leg squat kind of work and general balance work as well.
Yeah, definitely. If you've got a Bosu ball in the gym, so that's where it's a flat plate on the bottom and kind of an inflated half ball on top of it, they are phenomenal for single leg, for balance work. If you haven't got that, see if you've got a slightly unstable, not like a load of rocks, but where it's not necessarily totally flat. So if you are outside on the grass, see if you can balance on one leg, step out to the side, stand back up onto that one leg, like anything that's going to slightly test your balance, or roll up a towel, put a little bit of it underneath your heel, and do that same move. So single leg squat, single legs lateral out to the side.
So again, you're mimicking the action that you're going to be doing on the tennis court as well, aren't you?
And I'm going to throw this back at you because this is your area of speciality. Pilates will be phenomenal for tennis players.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking at Pilates, thinking about working in again, it's a strength-based thing.
Yes.
It's going to be working your entire core as well, and you can really isolate some of those exercises to help you on the tennis court 100% looking at the Pilates classes.
So I say to classes and I say to clients as well, the stronger your core is your tree trunk.
Yeah.
The stronger your core, the stronger your limbs
are going to be. 100%.
That come off it, and you need all of them to be strong in order to be effective at your tennis match.
Definitely look at things. So I think don't just think at kind of the cardio classes and the cardio training. Have a look and see what you can do in terms of strength work that maybe doesn't use equipment and weights, looking at something a bit more or less traditional.
Absolutely.
And then looking at thinking about your recovery and your flexibility, trying to make sure you're not injured, that kind of thing. Did you were you drilled into that at school where you had to do any kind of recovery, or was it just kind of like end of the lesson, see you later?
No, we would always. I think it's probably because my teacher at school was also a pro tennis, well, once upon a time was a pro tennis player.
Goodness, you're so lucky.
She was, Tap wood. Thanks, universe. So we would always have, at the end, we would have a big stretch session. It was emphasised to me at a young age about the importance of hydration, like making sure we've got that liquid going back into our body and spending the time to be able to stretch, like whole body, cooling down, calming off. And also we would never then straight away the next day go into an intense workout because we would be giving our body time to recover.
So maybe think about planning in some sort of yoga or flexibility or
definitely.
body balance. Rejuvenate, I'm going to put it out there, would be perfect for people that are playing tennis. A really nice mix of flexibility and some self-myofascia release as well.
Yeah,
and you can
absolutely.
really target on things like making sure the hips are open and that kind of thing. So there's all sorts of things. Sorry.
And when we've spoken about football and definitely with tennis, and because let's put our hands up. We've seen tennis on the telly and we've gone, yes, let's go back into it. But we're using joints that we not necessarily have done before, and especially the muscles in our feet and our toes and our ankles. And if we are doing a rejuvenate, if we've got massage balls that we can help.
Yeah, and in fact, in EA Series Rejuvenate classes, we have a whole section that is just on your feet because everything comes from the ground up. And again, it's things that you can then take away and go and do at home. It's great. It's a really good thing to be doing. And people that have been coming to Rejuvenate classes have said, in particular, they love the sections where we concentrate on the feet because it's everyday life, isn't it? So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, again, and it's also, again, the movement as well is that people are now becoming more aware of how much recovery we should be giving our bodies.
Yeah.
Like we can move every day, we can walk every day. We're not saying sit there and do nothing, but it's just the intensity of your workout. If your goal is to go and play a tennis match, then plan around it. You're not going to be 7 days a week at the intensity of what you would play a tennis match
Absolutely,
at.
I think, and then also plan it and give yourself some active recovery days as well to make sure that you're not getting injured, etc.
Absolutely. And
so, sort of carrying on to from the thread of looking at how we move in our movement patterns. We're looking at those quick fire speed efforts that we have in a tennis match. So thinking about the kind of drills we can do for that as well. We're looking at obviously moving quickly side to side, forward and back. Any kind of drills that you can think of that people can be doing for those?
Look, a really easy, simple one that we can do anywhere, not necessarily just in a gym or in a group exercise studio. Get 5 points. Set them out, corner, 2 in front of you, 2 behind you, and a middle section. Sprint to each cone, tap back into the middle. Sprint to a different cone, tap back in the middle. And your acceleration away from that cone and then recover it coming back again is taking you throughout all the body patterns that you could do.
Yeah.
So that's one very easy one to do. Again, if you are a marker-driven person, walk 50 metres ahead of you. Place a marker there, that's your finish line. Sprint. Full
so
on.
We're using those explosive, fast-twitch muscle fibres to explode and push off the floor.
Absolutely,
yeah, absolutely.
That. Through to that second marker. Total recovery, walking back. Chill, breathe, recover, get yourself back again, go again.
So again, we're mimicking here what can happen on the tennis court because you can be sprinting for that ball and that can be forward and backward. Also looking at lateral drills as well we can do would be a similar thing to do.
A really nice protocol that we can bring in is something called fartlek, and that's 3 different speeds.
Yep.
So you've got like your active recovery speed, your medium kind of tempo, and your sprint. The idea isn't that you go active recovery to your medium to your sprint.
Yep.
The idea is that you mix all of those 3 up. So you might be going active recovery straight into your sprint session, into your medium, back into your sprint session. And I would probably say do that with somebody.
Okay, why would you say to do it with somebody?
If you're by yourself, are you 100% in your 100% effort zone?
Possibly not, yeah.
No, or are you like, oh, God, that was really hard last time, I'm going to like drop back a bit. Whereas if you're bouncing off somebody, even if it's not a personal trainer or a gym instructor, if it's
Just
one of
a
your
friend,
mates,
yeah.
and you're like, right, let's go, and do it. And a very simple way of doing that is bench, tree, lamppost. Use natural
landmarks.
markers.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
And then you can do that outside. If you're on a treadmill, there are again fartlek programs on it. If you're on a bike, you can do exactly the same principle. You can either do it again if you wanted to use battle ropes, and then to a skier, you can go your active recovery.
So using different
there.
stations in the gym as well. So there's different environments you can do it in.
Yep.
Very good.
Yay! And endurance over time will increase your speed. Again, this isn't a quick fix just because you've done one workout in that. Like, you've got to get your plan together and you've got to be able to work towards it.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure that you've got that planned out in advance.
Yeah. And the importance of planning is also your nutrition and your sleep. And with all sports and matches, our food is so important.
Absolutely.
As is our sleep.
Sleep.
Sleep, like, it's where we repair. When we're asleep at night, our body goes into repair mode. If we're training and we're strengthening and we're working our heart at our intense levels, we've got to respect our bodies enough to
100%.
then give it time
100%.
to repair. And absolutely, some lives are massively busy and people think that losing sleep is a sacrifice for it. It is a sacrifice.
It really is.
It is, because, like, listen to your bodies. You've got to have that repair time.
Yeah, no, 100%. Well, I think we've talked all things tennis, haven't we?
I know, but just, like, be inspired.
Amazing.
Get your kids, I'm going to say it, get your kids in front of the telly and then take them outside. Get them active right now, because we've spoken about it before in a previous episode. You can do your little ants tennis and your
so cute
little sessions.
Or even just get your kids in the back garden. The amount of times my kids were running over to the neighbours to get their tennis balls back.
Yes.
Sorry, neighbours, by the way, about that. But yeah, get everyone moving with it. It's amazing.
Yeah. And enjoy our summer of sport and watch out for tennis in the Olympics as well.
Yes, come on.
Come on, Team GB.
Come on now.
Oh, as always, lovely
Love
to see
you.
you. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully you've picked up a few little tips.
Yes.
Obviously, we can go into depth a little bit longer. If you want to email us, we'll happily answer any questions that you have.
Email address is podcast@everyoneactive.com.
That
Way
is
go me for
us.
remembering it again.
Yeah!
Hooray for me. But please give us a like, share the love. Let's have a lovely review on whatever platform you listen to us on. Until next time.
Yay. Take care, team. Bye.
Bye.